So I'm going to move on now to Jamboard. And again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time here on Jamboard because we did do several Jamboards in our Tuesday session. But for those teachers who are with us today for the first time, I just wanted to highlight some pieces of Jamboard in case you're not familiar with it. So Jamboard is like an interactive whiteboard. So it allows students to collaborate, and it's part of the Google Suite. So if you are a Google district, you should have access to this. There are extensions that you can add to Jamboard to make it more useful. And one of the ones I would suggest starting with if you're going to do extensions is there is an equation editor on there. So it allows you to add in equations to Jamboard much easier than trying to do a cut and paste. So some of the benefits of Jamboard is it allows real-time collaboration between your students, just like with a Google Slides or a Google Doc. As you are manipulating the screen, everybody else can see that as well. And so you can send students to a Jamboard and they can all be working off of one slide at the same time and collaborating around an activity. There are sticky notes there so that they can write notes to each other as a way of communication if your district doesn't allow you to use breakout rooms as well. This can be used for teams to brainstorm or develop new ideas or strategies. It engages students in problem-solving activities. So you can put up, like I said, a problem up there and put students in groups and allow those groups to all work around a single activity. It's interactive, and it really helps you maintain a strong class culture. So if you haven't heard of Jamboard, like I said, it's part of the Google Suites. You can integrate it within the Google Classroom. Students are really able to share their thinking, and you can use it for exit tickets or here, I'll go to the next page here. Here's a bunch of examples that I pulled of different ways that you can use it. One of the ones I love, because I love open middle problems, and I use them a lot in my classroom, is up here. You can see where they imported an image of one of the open middle problems, and then they created sticky notes where they just put each of the numbers on a sticky note, and then kids can move the sticky notes around and put them into that open middle problem. And so they can work through different configurations and how to solve this problem. Over here you can see where they've put a shape on a grid, and so now using the pen tool, students could be working together and taking notes on here, doing their math on here. And then as a teacher, you can see real time what they're doing and how they're working together on the problem, and if there's any misconceptions that students are running into. Here's another one where they just put a couple different problems on here and have students solving for X. If you were with us Tuesday, you of course already saw the next two, but again, for those people who are returning and weren't with us on Tuesday, we highlighted some ways that you could take the activities in the modules and turn them into interactive activities. So we took the 100 numbers task from the Getting Started module and created an interactive activity around that. This one over here was a card matching activity. So students can write on these sticky notes. They can move the sticky notes around and create sets. Can you see who draws what on a Jamboard? You know, I don't think there is any way of identifying, but a way around that I've used in trainings is asking everybody to use a different color. And you can even create like a little key on it, letting the teacher know who's done what color. Same thing with the sticky notes, because you can do different color sticky notes, and so you can assign a different color sticky note to each student, so that way as the teacher you can easily see who's doing what.